for Atlantis, Startling New Secrets premieres next on Sci-Fi.
And now the Sci-Fi Pictures original, Quest for Atlantis, Startling New Secrets.
They were highly advanced technologically.
A lost civilization.
It's bigger than Rome, it's bigger than Egypt, it's bigger than Greece.
Was it destroyed by earthquakes? Or swept away by tsunamis? Gone, but not forgotten.
Something must have happened.
The search has taken explorers to the far ends of the earth.
But I can show 24 different places, as far away as imaginable, where people have said, aha, that's where Atlantis was.
Into the heavens.
Those who gave mankind civilization were visitors to Earth from another planet.
And explore the dark chapters.
In the eyes of many Nazis, Atlantis was the mythical homeland of the Aryan race.
Are there clues to a distant past?
What was actually happening back then? And what exactly have we inherited from that time?
I'm Natalie Morales.
Now, for the first time in television history, the Sci-Fi Channel combines vast resources and leading experts to launch 2 expeditions to find Atlantis.
And lift off of the space shuttle Atlantis.
It's no wonder that Atlantis has become not only a commercial brand name, but also an obsession for adventurers, writers, and theorists who seek to explain the inexplicable.
People have heard the term Atlantis. They may have learned about Atlantis through fiction. But see, the subject of Atlantis is also a, bona fide academic subject, a historical subject.
Mysteries that seekers like Michael Tsarion say began 50,000 years ago in deep space, with aliens traveling here from a distant galaxy.
Atlantis, in my work, was, founded by visitors.
The theories on which these adventurers have staked their reputations are diverse, their methods unconventional, but their goal is the same: rewrite history by being the first to prove, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the legend of Atlantis is in fact rooted in reality. So after 11,000 years, the question remains, is the story of Atlantis fact or fiction? Was there ever an Atlantis to begin with? It's an argument as old as the story of Atlantis itself, a conflict pitting those who passionately believe ancient legends are grounded in truth against the skeptics who say, prove it.
There's evidence in this world that something very strange went on in ancient times.
According to Michael Tsarion, ancient myths and stone carvings like these are the prehistoric equivalent of the New York Times. There is truth in their stories, reality in their art, and it all points to the existence of Atlantis.
This journalism, we didn't have Sci-Fi Channel back then, but we had just as good. Granted, Plato was a philosopher. Plato spoke in allegories. But you see, these are all like pieces of a jigsaw.
Our search for Atlantis will be the first attempt to pull all the pieces together.
When we come back, a mystery worthy of the Da Vinci Code.
The Atlanteans haven't gone away. Let's say, for argument's sake, that none of the originals exist. But their bloodline, there's been discovered that, yes, our planet was host to unbelievable fury.
Researchers continue to piece together the fragments of ancient civilizations. We know how our ancestors farmed the land and built glorious cities 10,000 years ago. But what do we know about our ancestors' ancestors? Where did they come from? And is there a missing link to be found in Atlantis? Author and alternative historian Michael Tsarion believes he has found that link.
Atlantis is a perennial myth. It's fascinating, it's magical, it's interesting.
Tsarion claims that 50,000 years ago, an advanced race of beings came to Earth after their home planet was destroyed. They established a civilization here that became known as Atlantis. Modern humans inherited everything from these alien visitors, according to Tsarion. In fact, we are them.
They interfered with the indigenous population of this planet. And when I say interfere, I mean genetically, biologically.
Alien blood. The idea blows a hole through mainstream theories of human evolution. After millions of years of slow evolution, humans began a rapid advance from cave painters to sophisticated pyramid builders.
You don't have pyramids, and you don't have basket weaving, and you don't have metallurgy, and you don't have all of these anomalies just popping out of the blue. We have whole mathematical concepts with no antecedent, stages, which we know must have existed.
This knowledge could only come from alien visitors, says Tsarion, and it was bestowed upon the citizens of Atlantis, transforming the island into the intellectual beacon of the pre-ancient world.
It's bigger than Rome, it's bigger than Egypt, it's bigger than Greece. Atlantis is bigger even than our own cyber age, actually, because the further we get away from it in time, there it looms on the road ahead of us again.
Tsarion is convinced there were some 500 alien visitations during the time of Atlantis, and because of the spectacular nature of these encounters, there is evidence if you know where to look.
In the coffin texts of the Egyptians, we hear about crafts that come and pick up princesses and fly them to foreign shores in an instant. We have the Ellora caves in India where you can actually go and look at them. These wall reliefs where it literally shows you crafts with little people inside them, the gods, above the tree line, and all the heads of the people are looking up.
And check out these Mayan stone carvings found in Mexico. The figure appears to be riding a rocket, his foot pushing on an accelerator. His body position is nearly identical to that of modern-day astronauts. Another ancient visitor stares out from a rock in the Sahara Desert. And dozens more in Australia that some say look like astronauts. If these birdmen or aliens had a laboratory, was it located on Atlantis? Michael Tsarion says the original inhabitants of the island were cosmic guinea pigs.
The next step in the plan was to actually then go to the biological level and to hybridize, to create a transgenic experiment that would cross the alien DNA. This is DNA from completely foreign beings with the beings of the Earth.
Like Plato, Tsarion blames the Atlantean lust for conquest for its eventual military defeat. But just how the island disappeared is another theory altogether. According to Tsarion, the end came not in earthquakes and tsunamis, but in a flurry of mushroom clouds that lit up the heavens.
It has been discovered that, yes, our planet was host to unbelievable fury, from India to South America, to the Maya, to the Celts, to the Scandinavians, to the Australian Aboriginal, all talk about the unleashing of what could be described as a global nuclear war on this planet.
A handful of Atlanteans survived, says Tsarion, to spread their culture and pass on their genes. But all evidence of the technology that brought their civilization to a violent end was incinerated in the nuclear exchange.
A shocking theory. Modern-day Atlanteans may be walking among us.
There's some individuals on this Earth who are more inclined towards their alien strain.
Quest for Atlantis. Startling new secrets.
Michael Tsarion's opinion, the presence of Atlantean DNA in people today should be considered more of a menace than a matter of pride.
The Atlanteans haven't gone away. Let's say, for argument's sake, that none of the originals exist, but their bloodline exists.
Atlantis may have been lost 12,000 years ago, but according to Tsarion, dangerous tendencies have been handed down from one generation to the next.
Because these individuals changed our DNA forever. Homo Atlantis was created, and Homo Atlantis has reconceived. His offspring have continued down the centuries.
It's a conspiracy that rivals the Da Vinci Code, where an ancient and powerful line of royal blood is handed down, a secret hidden in plain sight. But instead of the blood of Christ coursing through their veins, these modern-day Atlanteans carry the worst traits of alien visitors who first came here hundreds of thousands of years ago.
We also have to deal with the fact that there are some individuals on this Earth who are more inclined towards their alien strain, who either consciously or unconsciously align with the alien as opposed to the human inside of us.
That alien nature, says Tsarion, is manifested in people who choose greed over charity, war over peace, and global degradation over conservation. Tsarion's theories also call to mind the workings of the so-called Illuminati, a secret society which supposedly controls world affairs. In Tsarion's view, the corrupt descendants of Atlantis have been a conspiratorial force throughout human history.
These are the people who would be the royal dynasties of Europe and their lieutenants and their agents. We have questions about the House of Hanover. We have questions about the Habsburgs.
According to Tsarion, there is a vast conspiracy of silence among secret societies like the Freemasons. Although the group denies it, Tsarion believes the Freemasons and other societies are modern-day Atlanteans who have secret plans to leave the planet before the apocalypse.
We were invaded by forces that, shouldn't have been here, who have no love for us, who have no love for the planet, and they want to change galactic address. So the agenda has been to move history forward to the point where they can rebuild the technology that they had once upon a time, to vacate the planet and move
Not
on.
idle fantasy. They're part of a quest, a bid for the truth.
But still the question is, well, then what was going on? What was actually happening back then?
Whatever happened, once the mystery of Atlantis captures an explorer's imagination, it never lets go.